Go. Good evening, everybody. My name is Michael Epstein, and I'm a grateful Pro 8 from a company called LifeVantage. And I'm here with my incredible dear friend, Pro 8 Sam Flake. And we're here today to offer a possible incredible opportunity for you. Something that has to do with flipping the switch within your cells. So I have a question to ask you. If you had the ability to flip the switch within inside yourself and become the best version of yourself health-wise, how would that be? If you had the ability to wake up in the morning and have such clarity, when you went to your doctor and your blood work was awesome, how about this word, awesomer? And your doctors looked at you and said, what in the world are you doing? Look at your blood work. Your blood work is like a 20-year-old. How would that be? Think about the people that you know in your life that maybe have been on their knees praying for better health. What if they were wishing to flip the switch within themselves that they could be healthier? How would that be? Well, what we're going to do is we're going to share a brief overview of a publicly traded company. How about $250 million debt-free publicly traded company? And the company is called LifeVantage. And what we're a biohacking company in a field called nutrigenomics. And nutrigenomics means expressing genes through nutrition, your genes through natural herbs of creating your body to do what it's supposed to do. And as you know, in the world today of where we are through stresses in life, people are not doing as good as they could be. Also, their wallets, maybe your wallet. If you had the ability to increase that wallet to be just a little bit thicker, instead of it looking like that, this is an extra wallet, by the way, and to just put a little bit of a cushion, how would that be for you, and how would it be for your family? How would it be for your security? That's all we're going to talk about. So what I'd like to do first is I'd like to introduce an incredible friend. Again, his name is Sam Flake. He's married to Vandy Flake, and he and I are married like within 2 months of one another, and 21 years of marriage for he and his wife. And he has 4 children. I have 2 children, and I'll let him tell you a little bit about that. So he was a farmer, a rancher, a school teacher. And because of sharing this information that we're going to briefly share with you, he's been able to shift his wallet while he shifted the health of his family and helping thousands, and I mean thousands of people, shift their health. That he got to retire from being a farmer and a rancher and a school teacher, and his wife got to retire from working for a telecommunications cellular company. And today they travel and help others around the United States. And actually we're in 28 countries, I believe, and we're just helping people. So without further ado, I would love to introduce my incredible friend, Sam Flake. So Sam, I'm going to turn it over to you. I'd like you to tell them our company story and take it away, my friend.
Awesome. Thanks, Michael. It's fun doing this with you. Well, welcome everybody. Thanks for taking a little time, whether you're watching this live or watching the recording. My name is Sam Flake. I'm from Snowflake, Arizona. And like you said, I grew up on a farm and ranch, construction, school teacher. Never done this kind of business before, but was really blown away and impressed with the opportunity and decided to take a go at it. And I'm so glad we did. We're now We were living paycheck to paycheck. Had 2 kids at the time. We have 4 now, but we had 2 kids at the time, and someone else was watching them, and I hated that. And we wanted to get more time with them and more financial stability. And, life's hard. There's a lot of trials, and especially today, with everything going on in the world and just all the craziness and everything going on, like there's a lot of health concerns, there's a lot of financial concerns, a lot of world concerns, and the economy is changing, things are shifting, steady job, reliable incomes, all those kind of things, you just never know. And so it's really good to always be thinking about another source of income. And I'm so glad that we took advantages of this when we did during that whole COVID era. It's still going on, but I mean, since COVID began, like I was so grateful that we had built this up, and so that we were able to weather that storm, because this brings an income that can come in each month. And so even though we didn't grow a ton during that COVID time, and our business actually did grow even during that time, but we maintained a pretty steady monthly check because of work we had done years ago. There's no such thing as a free lunch, but this company is called LifeVantage. Like you said, it's a publicly traded company on the NASDAQ. We've been around since 2003, so we got stability. Used to be online, GNC, that kind of thing, before it went into word of mouth, direct sales, marketing. I'll explain that in a little bit. But back to the history of the company, and the doctor who helped develop this had been a research student at Duke University, taught at Alabama, University of Colorado, and he came up with this product, all natural, 5 herbs. It sounded too good to be true. It actually activated our body's own antioxidants, flipped switches, turned genes on, that kind of thing. That's why Michael talked about it being a nutrigenomic product. And the claim was that it lowered oxidative stress by an average of 40%. Now, if you're a medical person, went to medical school, or a lot of times physical therapists, dentists, different things, they go to a website called PubMed.gov, the National Institute of Health's website, where doctors and scientists go for research. It's not like the University of Google, where anybody can post anything they want. And if you type in oxidative stress there, you're going to find well over 200,000 studies and articles, and you can look at all of how oxidative stress affects the body. And inflammation is definitely a huge part. And oxidative stress so affects a lot of these things. Anyways, that was the biggest clincher to me, is when I learned, wait, you have something that reduces oxidative stress by an average of 40%. It's all natural, and we can help people. We can help ourselves, my family, friends. We know people who are suffering with pain and low energy and a lot of different things. Now, this isn't a cure-all. Being natural, we can't claim that it prevents, cures, treats. All natural products have to make that a statement. But it's amazing to me that you can lower oxidative stress. And if you don't know what that is, study that. It'll blow you away once you realize what lowering your oxidative stress will do. When we're younger, our bodies pretty much keep up, our body's own antioxidants pretty much keep up with that oxidative stress. But as we age, it gets a lot worse. And our body's own antioxidants, kind of like a piano goes out of tune over the year, our body doesn't go out of tune our bodies go out of tune over the years. And so this is kind of retuning the genes in our cells, which helps them produce these antioxidants better, that neutralizes free radicals or oxidants. That's where the word antioxidants comes from. And antioxidants you take from the store or eat through food. There's a lot of good vitamins and minerals in food. And of course, eating healthy, being healthy is always better than not. And it's a lot harder in our day today when there's so many other pollutants and different things in the air and that kind of thing. But they only work on a 1-to-1 ratio. So you'd have to eat like 375 oranges, 15 pounds of blueberries, I believe, like to get the same amount of antioxidant power that you get in one pill of this activator. This activator, it's a nerve 2 activator called protandim. And so how does that happen? Is it full of antioxidants? No, it's not an antioxidant. It's just 5 herbs that combined, the synergy activates our cells, activates the genes, flips switches in our cells, like turning on lights. And it allows our cells to turn on more of our body's own antioxidants that can neutralize up to 1 million free radicals per second. And some of them, and by the way, I'm not a scientist. I'm not a doctor. I didn't know any of this stuff. I learned it later. I educate doctors now. I educate scientists and things like that, and lay people as well. And so I don't know a ton, but just the things I've learned is one thing this does do is there's some antioxidants called glutathione. This upregulates at 300% in 4 months. There's an antioxidant called SOD and catalase, and those are upregulated by 54% and another high percentage for the other one. And so as you upregulate these, that's what helps neutralize the free radicals to help with, inflammatory detoxification processes. And I challenge you to find, a natural product more powerful, because I've never seen anything more powerful than this. As one doctor in our company says, he goes, this is the most important supplement a human should take, even though it's not really a supplement, it's an activator. So do your research, look it up, get back to the person who invited you. They can tell you some more about it. And our company, though, just back to the company story a little bit, it did very well. ABC Primetime investigated it, validated it, which hardly ever happens on a news show. Then a bunch of universities began studying it. Over 20 universities, we now have over 20 to 30 peer-reviewed published studies from major universities, American Heart Association, a lot of different places. And that you can look that up, pubmed.gov, type in Protandim. And now, but they were online at GNC at first, and then they transitioned into the direct sales space in 2009 and did way better. They're averaging about half a bottle per store per month. And now we're doing about 240 million in roughly 20 countries. So this is just kind of a quick intro overview, so I'm not going to go way into it because we try to keep our calls to 30 minutes. But there's a lot of information out there. There's information the person who sent you this can send you as well. But once you learn about this, you'll never want to try just taking an antioxidant again. So I'm now going to introduce my friend Michael Epstein. Oh, I'm sorry, I slaughtered it again. Epstein. And and he's a good friend from California. He's married. He's got 2 kids. Been married 21 years this year, right, Michael? Same as us.
Yep. Yes.
So my wife and I have also been married 21 this December. It'll be 21 years. And we just become good friends through this business. We're on different teams in the business, but we work together, and we've been doing these calls weekly for a couple of weeks now. Plan on continuing that. So Michael, take it away.
Thank you, Sam. And that's great information, guys, that you just heard. Yes, because I've shared this information, I've created freedom, and I was the one that got to take this little boy for his very first day of preschool. And that is a dream. And even more so than that, I'm the one that got to spend time with my son. This was him, my other son, with a little white mustache, that's Yogurt, during the day while most daddies are at work. So as Sam was talking about, of creating especially through the time that we are in, and I like to say, dig the well before you're thirsty. With all the stuff that's gone on with the virus and everything like that, how many people do you know, including yourself, wished that you dug that well before you were thirsty? There are so many people today that have lost their jobs, lost their businesses, lost their careers because of all of the transitions. Not to mention in how Amazon has taken over so many things. Why should people leave their house when they can have a package delivered right to them? And every day my wife has things coming home. So we're talking about biohacking. We're talking about shifting cellular DNA. We talked about one product that's called Protandim, and that one product has the ability to reduce something called oxidative stress. Oxidative stress is the rusting in the inside of the body. If you went to a website called pubmed.gov, pubmed.gov. That's PUB like public, MED like medical.gov. And if you type the word oxidative stress in that search bar, you're going to find over 250,000 studies that specifically relate oxidative stress to well over 250,000 disease processes. Think of that. We have something, I'm going to show you this little packet right here. This one little pill, this caplet, has 29 published peer-reviewed studies behind it that prove by taking it reduces oxidative stress on an average of 40% in 30 days in everyone. And it is the specific link, well, to over 250 disease processes. And if you had the ability to put the best insurance policy in your body, is that a good thing? Of course it is. Now, our company, we're 13 years old. How old are we? We're 13 years old, I believe. 14 years old, right?
2009 to
Yeah.
11 years.
11 years.
No.
Okay. No, 12 or 13 years old.
Oh
However,
yeah, that's right. That's right. 2009 till now. So yeah, 12 years. 12 years
I've
old.
been in this company for 11. We both, I think, about the same time, just on 11 years. And
Right.
when I started, we had 3 published peer-reviewed studies. Now we have 29. One of the studies says it's scientifically proven to extend lifespan by 7%. Now, how many things out there do you know that you could stand on the top of a mountain in front of the FDA and say, if you take our activation, it will reduce your percentages of diseases. We can't, well, let me rephrase that. It gives you the opportunity to reduce this oxidative stress by 40% and extend your lifespan up to 7%. That's a pretty remarkable statement. So we have actually 3 different protandems now. One protandem is reducing that rusting, and it's called NRF2. The other protandem is called NRF1, which it is proven to repair dysfunctional mitochondria. Mitochondria is the powerhouse of our cells. When our mitochondria deplete in our cells, we deplete. When that happens, it increases this oxidative stress. There's a third part to this. I'm not going to get too sciencey, but the third part, if you've heard of people doing intermittent fasting, the lighter pill here increases a protein called sirtuin and also increases a molecule called NAD. NAD is what people do when you raise the NAD protein, the molecule, people do what's called intermittent fasting, caloric restriction. This gives your body the ability within a 24-hour period to increase that NAD molecule in that sirtuin protein by 100%. So we call this packet right here, the biggest kept secret. The 3 theories of aging. This is what flips that switch within the body. When you take this little packet, it puts your body in that state of having the best health. Why do I say it's the biggest kept secret? Well, if you're watching this, we're a $250 million publicly traded company, and people still don't know about us. We're not a company that just comes out with a bunch of products just to make a bunch of money. Again, we're debt-free. We have products that deal with cellular aging. We have a skincare regime that has this NRF2 activation. So we are at the forefront of nutrigenomics. That's genes and herbs combined together with expressing your body to create its best version. And nobody has what we have. And the key is everybody needs it. When you put this same activation on your skin, which is your largest organ, it helps your skin become healthy. Now, you know, probably people that have issues with their skin, and if they can have the ability to reduce that inflammatory effect on your skin, to reduce that inflammatory effect on your internal organs, you're batting 1,000. The business aspect of it. Now, we have several other products, but I'm not going to get into those. There and several other categories that are specific for your absolute health, biohacking your cellular aging. But I just want to end with this. How many people, including yourself, do you really know that wish they had more choices financially? Now, some people might say, well, money is not that important. Well, I look at it like this. Money's up there with oxygen. When you don't have it, you could be suffering one way or the other. You ever heard of a company called Blackstone? They're a multi-trillion-dollar financial institution. And guess what? They are backing LifeVantage. Why? Because they see the potential of what we have. One of our biggest investors is Erin Brockovich. Why? Because she knows where we are as a company. So if you want the absolute best health and you want to create wealth beyond what you can imagine, see, most people overestimate what they can do in 1 to 3 years, but they underestimate what they can do in 3 to 5 to 7 years. Now, Sam and I are what are called Pro 8. Now, in our company, a publicly traded company, we have what's called full income disclosure. So I will say that we won't tell you what we are making, but what we can tell you, and this is not to scare you away, but the average Pro 8 in our publicly traded debt-free company called LifeVantage is $25,000 a month. And I didn't stutter. My background is 47 years of massage therapy, 57 years of martial arts. And all I've ever done my entire life is traded time for money. If I had a body on my table, I was making money. If I had a student in front of me, I was making money. And if neither one of those things were happening, I wasn't making money. Can you relate to that? Think about when that virus hit. How many people do you think wanted me to put my hands on them? Nobody. My wife and I own a hair salon. When we shut down, we had to shut down. Nobody wanted their hair done. You heard all those stories of people's hair all over the place, just like mine. Just kidding. And I was able, just like Sam, to dig the well before we were thirsty. You see, network marketing is a $200+ billion industry, paying back over 40% to distributors. That's globally. But nobody has what we have. Nobody. We become professional storytellers, professional listeners, and professional sharers. Guys, if you have a dream, you have a burning desire to achieve that dream. You understand what your purpose is in life. And if you don't know your dream and you don't know your purpose, Dig deep within yourself and figure that out. I was in a position like many people, starving financially. Now, here's the stipulation for a lot of people. Oh, it's one of those pyramid things where the person at the top makes all the money. I'm not a salesperson. I don't do those things. You know what? My wife was one of those people. And to be very transparent, she threatened divorce. Why? Because she's seen me do these companies in the past. And when she saw them, she said, I don't want to be any part of that. But she didn't understand what she didn't understand, just like you, just like many people. But when you allow your guard to come down and you allow your ears to open and understand the industry of what this is, to compound that, of having activation of like the protandem that I just shared, of something, again, that every single person and animal absolutely benefits from. That's called a big secret. Imagine, now this is hypothetical. Imagine that you had this magic little pill that if somebody took it, that it grew arms and legs for people that were amputees. And it was real, even though it's not, but if it was real and you knew people that didn't have arms and legs and you didn't share that information, shame on you. So I'm going to say the same thing with this. If you had the ability to share this information, when you really looked at this information and it shifted people's health like you have no idea, you have an opportunity to create wealth. And I was starving financially like a lot of people. I was called all kinds of names. But let me tell you, in my organization, I have several people that make far more money than I do. So where's the pyramid of the person at the top makes all the money? Let me show you this. Flip the pyramid, because we are at the top of our own pyramid, if you will, and we build our teams. You want to know what a real pyramid is? Ford Motor Corporation, insurance company, our government, because the people at the top make all the money. And the custodians, if you will never make as much money. We can rise up past the CEOs of companies by sharing information. So I hope that I was real with you. I hope that this makes sense. And all we ask is this: get more information. Thank the person that shared this video with you. That's it. If it's for you, great. If it's not for you, great. Appreciate you taking the time to listen to this. And if it does resonate with you, come join us. See, we're not the mentors. We're a system, and you plug into this system. When you plug into this system, you grow, because we are a family and we help one another become the best versions of yourself, health-wise and financially, where you can own your time by helping others own their time. Again, I'm a grateful LifeVantage distributor, along with my brother Sam there. Get this video, share it with your friends, share it with your family, and plug them into us, and we will help you become what you've always dreamed about. Take care, God bless, and have a fantastic day. I'm Michael Epstein, signing out.